Hey guys, it's your girl Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. I've got another first impressions for you today. I've got a brand new dip company to me. It is Two Chicks, One Dip, and she sent me a few colors here of hers to try. So I'm gonna go through these dips with you. We'll swatch them all, and we'll put together this really fun mani with a little bit of color blocking. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then stick around. We're getting into it. All right, so this company is owned by two women, which is the inspiration behind this humorous name. So one of them did reach out to me several weeks ago and asked if I wanted to try their dips, and I said, of course, because you guys know I love small businesses. I really like supporting them and discovering new ones, so I definitely wanted to give these a try. So I told her just to pick whatever she wanted me to try out, and so she sent me 4 of these that will be releasing February 1st. So I will have their website listed down below, as well as their Instagram if you want to check them out a little further. But I'm going to go through these dips with you, and like I said, we'll swatch them and we'll put together mani. We're going to use 3 of these colors today. Now these are their sample size jars. They did come in this nice little mesh bag with a card with all their contact information on there. And I didn't really have any issues with shipping. Just one of the jars just leaked out very, very little, but it was nothing critical and it was something I could just brush away easily. Taking a look at the packaging, got the logo on top, and then for the sample size jars, at least, I'm not sure about their 1/4 ounce, but the sample size, the dip color is listed on the side here on a label. So the first color they sent me here is called Flesh Cheeks, and this is, I would describe it as kind of a burgundy wine color. It's not too dark though, you definitely get a good shade with this one. This next one is called Unzip Me, and this was a favorite right away. This is, I'd call it a mid-tone to dark gray shimmer. It's beautiful. The shimmer in here is just stunning on the gray. I just love it. The next color I have here is called Kissing Under the Covers, and I guess I would describe this as kind of like a chocolate cherry. It's a brownish wine color with a little bit of shimmer in it. It's very pretty. The last color they sent me is called Just Wear Jewels, and this is a fabulous chunky glitter mix, and it's definitely a unique combo and one I wouldn't have thought of, but I ended up loving. And it's kind of a gray with I'd say a cherry red mix, and it's holographic, so it does have some great color shifting to it. So for this mani, I decided to use these 3 colors. So I've got Flesh Cheeks and Unzip Me and Just Wear Jewels. And I'm going to do a little bit of a color block with this one with some striping decals. So we're going to put Flesh Cheeks on the thumb and the pinky. And then we are going to put Unzip Me on the pointer. And then we will be putting Just Wear Jewels on the ring. And then we're going to do a combo color block with Unzip Me and Just Wear Jewels on the middle finger. So just a little heads up before we get started, I do have a layer of clear on this middle finger. That is the finger we're going to be doing the color block on, and that is because I do use peel base, so I do need something protective between the peel base and my tape, so that when I peel up the tape, I'm not peeling up the peel base also. I do get asked quite often if I activate that before going with my tape, and I don't, but you definitely could if you want to. It's up to you. So since I'm starting with Unzip Me and that is going to be part of our color block, I'm going to go ahead and just put on my washi tape now. This is my favorite medium for color block if I'm just going to do a straight line. So I'll just cut off a piece of this and I will line it up as best I can. If you're very particular and you're concerned about getting it straight, you definitely could use some pencil marks as guides if you need to, but I just kind of eyeball this. I don't think it's going to be that noticeable, and if there's a slight, crookedness to it, we can fix that with the striping decals that we're going to place around it. So just make sure you get this sealed really well. Make sure you kind of push it in on the sides. You don't want to have any leakage anywhere, and get that secured, and then we'll go into the gray. So I am going to be doing the pour over for this. I typically will just dip in for color block, but because I've got these longer nails on, which aren't good for dipping, and also I've got sample size jars, which are also pretty difficult to dip with. I'm going to be pouring over, but just know that if you want to dip in, you know, as long as you get your tape pretty secure and you get a nice even layer of your dip liquid, you can definitely dip in with color block. You do not have to pour over, but like I said, for those reasons, I'm going to go ahead and pour over for most of this mani. The only part I will be dipping into will be the glitter. I definitely prefer dipping than pouring over. I don't know what the reason for that is. I think it's because my liquids are so thin for one, but also I feel like I'm not as good as getting my fingers rotated enough and getting it from all sides. I always feel like I miss a little something, but actually it went really well this time. But yeah, generally pouring over is not my favorite method, but you know, I know a lot of people love it. So whatever you want to do is fine, but you know, that's just me. For some reason, I just really enjoy dipping instead of pouring over. So some of this is going to be regular speed, some of this I will speed up, but I want you to at least see some of it regular speed so you can see how these powders are going on, which is the point of the first impressions. But I wanted to give you an update on these nails, a little something funny about it. You know, I thought the biggest problem that I was going to have with these longer nails was, you know, just general stuff with typing, which I did struggle a little bit the first day or two. I'm still kind of getting used to it. I thought the typing was going to be the hardest part, but the hardest things about using these nails were things I did not expect, and let me tell you what I mean. So I thought that typing would be the hardest part, but as it turns out, putting on a necklace and pulling up spandex workout pants are the hardest part of having these longer nails. I try to work out 5 to 6 days a week, which I'll admit I've been slacking very badly, not just for the holidays, but before that. I just haven't been doing as good a job lately, so I'm trying to get back to it. But I do wear these max compression pants because, you know, I like the support, especially, you know, at my age. It's really good to help keep everything kind of locked in, you know, get the most support you can while you're doing, you know, high impact or you're doing weightlifting. So anyway, yeah, they're snug. They're meant to fit snug. So I keep trying to pull them up over my legs and I just can't get a grip with these things. And it's pretty comical trying to watch me get on my compression pants for working out now. So that was the one thing. And then the other thing is putting on those necklaces with those little teeny tiny clasps. Like, I mean, it was already hard enough with my nails the way they were, but trying to get my little fingers on these teeny tiny clasps and get them unclasped and hook the little pieces in. I'm like, why are necklaces so hard to put on if you have long nails? Does somebody know of like a tool or something? Somebody has to have invented a tool by now for that, right? Like, here, if you have long nails, here's this little thing to help you get necklaces on. Y'all let me know if you know one, because I will definitely buy it, because as it stands right now, my husband is having to help me put on my jewelry. Alright, so as soon as I finish my second layer of dip, I like to go ahead and take that washi tape right off, and that way I can kind of smooth anything out before it sets too much. I just can't get over how pretty this gray looks when it's got 2 coats on it and it's finished. It's very pretty. You're going to see it in the photos at the end. But definitely a big fan of this one, and so far everything's going on really well. We're going to go ahead and activate this gray portion now so that when we move on to the color block with the glitter, we don't have to worry about any of it sticking to the gray. And like I've told you guys before, sometimes I activate it, sometimes I don't. It's really up to you, but it definitely isn't going to hurt you to activate it. If you're worried about contaminating your base brush from any leftover activator on the nail, definitely wipe off the nail and wipe off your brush after you go in with the base liquid. I just don't have that issue that much. My liquids don't seem to contaminate very easily, but that's definitely a solution if yours do. Before we get into the glitter though, we're going to go ahead and dip into this burgundy here. But yeah, I was going back through my feed, which I like to do before I do new mani, because I don't like to keep doing the same things over and over. And sometimes like I kind of do it without realizing I'm doing it. So I like to go back and look at the colors I've used recently and the designs I've done so that I can kind of, you know, pick out something a little bit different the next time so that I, you know, I don't keep doing the same thing over and over again. But color block, right? You guys know I love color block. Like all of my manis, I could do all of my manis color block and be perfectly happy. I don't know what it is about color block I love. But yeah, so I'm sorry. There's a lot of color blocks in my feed. And here's another one. But anyway, when I was looking back through it, I was kind of shocked. Like I know these nails are significantly longer than what I had, but I didn't think they were that much longer. When I went to look at my short stilettos, I was like, holy cow, are my nails that short? And it's funny because I was looking at them every day and I didn't think they were that short. But when I go back to look at pictures of them on my feet, I was like, holy cow, those are way shorter than I remember. So I don't know. It's kind of like that whole like dysmorphia thing. Like you look at them all the time so you don't realize what they really look like. And then you put on these longer nails and then you go back and look at your shorties and you're like, holy cow, those were really short. So I don't know. I told you guys I was having a hard time getting used to them at first. And now I'm kind of like, I don't want to go back. And if anything, like I'm kind of craving to make them a little bit longer, but I really could not type. I mean, I can barely type with these as it is. It's definitely been an adjustment. But I think for me, you know, because I have such short nail beds and small hands and like little fingers, I just feel like the longer nails kind of give them, I don't know, a little bit more of an elegant look. And so I really don't want to go back to shorties, but you know, it's tough for me with these because again, my nail beds are so short. You can see that these nails are more than twice the size of my nail beds. So, you know, it's such an adjustment for me. Interrupting my rambling here for a minute to say that this went on just perfectly fine, but I can tell that I'm going to need more than 2 layers to get the full even application. It's just the nature of the color. I think it's going to be better with 3 layers than 2, but no biggie. So yeah, I told you in the beginning I didn't know how long these were going to stick around, but I think they're going to be around for a little bit. I may change the shape here and there. I'm enjoying kind of playing with different shapes. You know, I might try a full-on tapered square. I might try a longer stiletto. I might try ovals. I'm just kind of having a little fun with it right now because, you know, like I said, change is really not in my nature, and I'm trying to do better about that as I get older, like just mixing up and having a little bit of fun with it. So yeah, I think the longer length will stay, and I'll probably keep this ballerina shape for a little while longer, and then I will probably try a slightly different shape, but I definitely prefer the look of the longer on me. Just I feel like it's more flattering on my hands. But you know, that's not to say that shorties aren't beautiful, man. I feel like there's a bunch of you guys on Instagram that have some gorgeous shorties, and I'm kind of jealous because it's usually the folks with like the longer nail beds, and I'm kind of envious because I got these short nail beds. So you know, I'm not to a point to where I feel like I would be happy with shorties on me, but for those of you that have them and are rocking them, y'all are doing an amazing job. They look great on y'all. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling. Shut up already, Carrie. I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit, and we'll let you enjoy some music while we finish up this mani, and I'll be back in a bit for the glitter application. Alright, so we're going to go into the middle layer of this color block with this really gorgeous glitter, and I'm going to be very careful when I'm doing this part because I am doing color block with a chunky glitter, and so because of that I definitely need to make sure it doesn't get so thick that it's completely a different thickness than the gray. So you know, I use my normal process of trying to do that kind of background layer of the finer glitters and then clear before going in with the full dip. But if you're concerned about them getting too thick, then I would just do one and then hand place your chunky pieces. But I was able to make it work with my normal process, but that's an alternative for you if you're really worried about that. Now watch as I demonstrate the wrong way to pull this off. I just kind of pull it off the end there. I slide it off instead of pulling upwards. Not a good idea. I got lucky, you know, nothing really kind of smudged, but you really don't want to pull off the washi tape that way. It could potentially mess up the dip that you put on there. You really want to pull straight up when you're pulling off the washi tape. So do as I say, not as I do. So I did go ahead and activate the middle layer with the glitter on it. I'm not going to do the ring finger because I'm still going to dip in clear. And yeah, granted, I'm going to dip this whole thing in clear when it's done too, but I just don't want to worry about the gray powder kind of getting stuck to the glitter. And watch again as I do something else dumb. I was so lazy, I didn't want to go get up and get my plastic to press down the glitter, so I just pressed it down with my finger. What a dumb thing to do. I should have just taken some washi tape and put it over that finger, and then I would have had something to kind of protect it and press down, because you know, doing that just gets the glue stuck to your finger. So I just brushed it off with a nail file, gently of course. But y'all ever do things like that where you're like so lazy that you just kind of like wing it? And yeah, I'm lucky this mani turned out the way it did. I think it's really pretty because I did some dumb things while I was putting it together. So while I'm dipping in clear here, tell me what your favorite clear is in the comments down below, because I don't think you can convince me that I can find a better clear than Skyline Soapworks. But spoiler alert, I'm gonna have another Ritzy video coming up relatively soon on their liquids. So I can't say for sure how soon it's going to be. It's going to be a little bit still because I've got some other videos I need to do first. But I went ahead and picked up their glass because it's another clear I've heard really good things about. So, you know, I'm kind of a creature of habit. I love what I know works, and my Skyline Soapworks is just amazing for me. I mean, look how clear that came out. So, you know, I'm willing to try some others here and there, but I don't know if I'm going to find one better than Skyline. But y'all tell me what your favorites is, and maybe if I can get a chance, I'll try some of your favorites. Alrighty, so that's everything finished. So I'm just going to go quickly do a little bit of filing and buffing off camera, and then we'll be right back to finish these up. Alright, so I kind of cut ahead here. Everything cleaned up beautifully as I had hoped. I went ahead and top coated everything but the middle finger, which we're going to put these nail stickers on. But I just love that glitter top coated, so beautiful. And the gray, like I could do a one color mani with just that shimmer gray. It's beautiful. But anyway, I have these nail stickers here from iGel Beauty. These are basically striping decals. If you're using striping tape and losing your mind, you need to try these. I'm telling you, I will never use striping tape again unless I absolutely cannot find a similar color that I want in a nail decal, because these striping decals are 10,000 times easier to use, and I have not found them ever to peel up on me as long as I apply them correctly. So just using these silver ones here, I have quite a few colors in them. And also, other than iGel Beauty, I know Decals by Melissa also makes some. I have some of hers too, and they work really well. So, you know, they're similar in appearance to striping tape, just the difference is these are more like a sticker, and so because of that, they're far less of a headache to apply. The adhesive is better, and you'll see I'm not gonna have any trouble at all getting these on. So I just cut off a piece here, and I'm laying it where the line between my glitter and shimmer and the color block meet, just to kind of smooth everything out and give it more of a finished look. Of course, this step is optional. If you're happy with it the way it is, then don't. And you can use striping tape for this if you want to, but I don't recommend it. Whatever you're using though, the key here is you do not want your striping tape or striping decal to go all the way to the edge. You want to cut it just a hair short because it won't be noticeable. Nobody's going to be looking that closely at the side of your nail, and then you won't have to really worry about peeling. The peeling usually happens because it goes so close to the sidewalls that maybe your top coat isn't quite covering it fully, and so it starts to peel up at the edge, and it just makes it kind of messy looking, and then the whole thing starts to want to come off. So, cut it just a hair bit shorter than the edge, and I'll try to show you a close up here in a little bit, but don't go all the way to the edge, just a hair shorter. That way you'll get the beautiful look, but you won't have to worry about the peeling. So take a look at this up close here. I've gone almost all the way to the edge, but not completely, and that's what helps you avoid the peeling. Okay, so while I'm finishing these up, just to let you know, I did 2 layers of gel base over the top of this and then my layer of gel top. I like to throw on an extra layer of gel base over top of striping decals just for that extra protection from peeling, and also it kind of helps smooth out any kind of bump from the striping tape so that you don't feel it as much. Alright my friends, and here's the finished look, and look at that sparkle from the glitter with the hollow and the gray and the maroon. It's just all working so beautifully together. So I'm going to be finishing up here with my Scales of a Mermaid Cuticle Balm and Pumpkin Spice It Up. The smell of this is so good. It's like you get the pumpkin spice, but there's also like a buttery smell to it too. Just heaven. So good. Okay, so let me give you some final thoughts here. I was very pleasantly surprised with how everything applied. I had no issues whatsoever in the application process. Like I said, the only thing was just that maroon took 3 layers instead of 2, but I don't have any issue with that whatsoever. It's not like it was patchy. I just wanted a little bit more opacity to it. So, but the gray took 2 layers and the glitter was, my typical layer and a half. And look at that hollow shine from it. It's just so gorgeous. I'm just obsessed with it. And the combo of the silver with the cherry red, it just makes such an interesting look. I just really think this is beautiful, and I'm so happy with how this mani turned out. So I want to thank the owners of 2 Chicks 1 Dip for sending these to me to try. I'm really very pleasantly surprised, and I do think that if you are interested in trying them out, you see some colors from them that you're interested in, I don't think you'd be disappointed. I think you'd get on with these powders really well. So what do you guys think of this one? I think it's such a fun and cool, like different combo, something that I normally wouldn't do, and I'm just obsessed with it. I think it's so classy and such a fun look, and maybe more for those that are looking for a non-traditional Valentine's mani. I think you'd really enjoy these, and like I said, they will be releasing on February 1st. So that is going to complete this video, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, it would help me out so much if you would give me a thumbs up down below. And while you're there, if you have not subscribed already, I hope you will consider subscribing before you go. And don't forget that notification bell. I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to spend this time with me. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.